Hey everyone, so today's video we're going to be going over the new hero that's coming out tomorrow. It's called Gorliahsh. Gorliahsh. Something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that. Gorliahsh. Yeah, so his design is really interesting, but I'll tell you right now, his damage output is pitiful. There's a couple things that are weird with him. Now, granted, this is me just like testing things for a couple hours with him this morning, but I don't plan on pulling for this guy. Little spoiler alert here, but let's talk about him. Also, I've got him A6 full booked. Okay, so I mean, this guy should be terrorizing fools, right? I got his trait unlocked. He even has the additional health, attack, and defense on the A6. So you'll see, though, damage output, not good. Okay, so at the start of the round, makes this hero a non-boss enemy with the highest speed take their turn at the end of the round. Important thing to note, it doesn't matter what his speed is. He can be 300 speed in his stats, and he will still go to the back of the turn order with the person that he drags back there. So he'll be second to last, no matter what his speed is. It says, then launches a counterattack when the enemy that takes their turn at the end of the round attacks a team member, dealing damage equal to 200% of his defense to the attacker and removes a negative effect on this hero. And whenever he's ascended, it's 300% and then 2 negative effects from this hero. So this trait, the first part, pulling the fastest hero to the back of the turn order, is really cool. That is very, very good. It's great against most of the speed meta. So that's nice. But the issue is the negative effect part, like the removing that stuff, really won't come up. I mean, it's a nice to have, but I don't know if the ascension is needed. Okay, I don't know. On his basic, it says deals damage equal to 150% of this hero's defense to one enemy and gains shield for 2 turns. Now, an important thing to note here is it says it's based on his defense, not scales off of his defense, because there are heroes like that. If you look at Nero, so Nero says damage scales off of his defense. So damage scales with his hero's defense. That doesn't mean it's based off of his defense. That's why you have to build Nero with attack and defense. This guy is purely off of his defense. Okay? So, something to note. He has a passive that says activate Storm Form when he is not under control effects. So what Stone Form does is it converts 100% of his attack into his defense. Okay, so it's supposed to convert all of his attack into his defense. And then it says, if this hero is under control effects at the start of the turn, restores 35% max health and gains immune for 2 turns. So the only issue with this is it doesn't remove the control effect. All it does is heal him and then gain immune. But the problem is if he's under a control effect, he loses Stone Form. So all of his attack will no longer be going into his defense. But I have to say, after playtesting with him, and you'll see the damage, I don't know if this 100% attack is converting into his defense, because his damage output is just pitiful. So we'll get into that. And then it says deals damage. His ultimate says deals damage equal to 260% of this hero's defense to one enemy, increases the cooldowns of all the target's abilities by 1 turn, and restores 100% of lost health if he's booked. So this is a really good ability. Being able to restore 100% of his health is really good, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. So this is great. The only issue is he just doesn't do any damage. So the way I have him built was based off of this Stone Form, right? Really high attack, because it's supposed to convert 100% into his defense. It is definitely not doing that. At least from a damage out perspective. From mitigating damage, it seems pretty good. So he has 65% crit rate. The reason for that is he is a true strike hero. So this is also an issue for him. Because if you don't build him high attack and he true strikes, his damage is going to be terrible. But even with the true strike and him being at 8,300 attack, the damage is just really bad. The gear I have him in is in Dragon Scale and then Immunity. The reason for this is because if he has control effects, he loses that stone form. So you definitely want him to have stone form first turn before he goes. I was trying to maximize his damage with that. So he's got some pretty good pieces on. Like, look at this piece. This piece is amazing. But anyway, so some pretty good pieces. Some unglyphed, some glyphed. So yeah, that's what we have for his gear. His relics, I have him in attack percentage on the Grail and the Crest, and then health percentage just to give him a little bit of tankiness against heroes like Divine Yolanda. His masteries, like I said, fully booked. He gets health percentage here, and then he gets the True Strike. So, yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's just go in and I'll show you. So, I mean, remember, okay? His attack is 8,300. So 8,300 plus the 3,000 from his defense. He's supposed to be calculating or basing his damage off of the 8,300 attack per the stone form, right? And all of his attacks deal damage based on his defense. So if we go in here and we take on this team, now I have a defense aura from Jocasta, and I have the defense increase from Atara as well, right? So we got damage output out the wazoo for this guy. He should be at like 14,000 defense, right? But you'll see the damage is just like, it is so bad. All right, so here we go. We're going up against a 44,000 HP Shark Solandre. His ultimate is dealing damage off of his defense, and it's going to restore 100% of his health. Not that that matters right now, but it says that he has stone form right now. It's showing up on him. So let's take a look at his damage. Let's slow it down. A whopping 13,000, okay? Now you'll say, oh, but that was because of his crit damage, right? So it was because of his crit damage. That wasn't very impressive. Let's wait until he true strikes, because his damage is based on his defense, right? And you're not ignoring any of the defense. Your crit damage is low. But the problem is true strike calculates off of your attack damage, your attack stat. So the way that it's built, I don't think is... So here's a true strike, 7,000 damage. He's got 8,000 attack. And he just did 7,000 damage on a true strike, which is supposed to ignore 80% of the enemy's defense. Isn't that nuts? That seems really bad to me. So, I mean, we're going in here. I'm showing you, like, he's really tanky. I mean, he's taking 1,500 damage, 700 damage, 3,000. There you saw his control immunity thing work. So now he's back on the frost. What's this called? Storm form. It's just like tanky unit, sure, but just the damage output is is really bad. So, I mean, yeah, maybe he's not bad, right? Maybe he's not a bad unit, but I don't know, like okay, so there was 20,000, but we have the 3 times, so he's got 45% more attack on top of his 8,000. Like, this is not a good indicator of what he's actually doing. The fight is lasting a long time, though, because he can take a lot of hits. So, I mean, that part's cool. So, he's taking 2,600 damage. But, I mean, just look at that. 4,000 damage on the alt. It's just, I don't know. Seems really bad. And then he just dies. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know if the stone form is working. I don't know why I can't say that word. Stone form isn't working or what. But the conversion to the attack just doesn't seem like it's working. Now, we're going to test this in a different build, so I'll be right back. But we're going to just stack crazy amounts of defense now and see what that does. Okay, so here's the new build. So we got way less attack, but we got almost 6,000 defense, 245 crit damage, just in broken sets. We've got defense percentage on the relics, and then on the Grail this time. So let's go back in there and see how much damage this does now. And again, we've got the defense and defense aura from Jocasta, and we have the defense boost from Atara as well. We got defense up. Well, we will next round. We'll have defense up next round from the Jocasta if she survives here. And we'll see his damage. Now, again, pulling the fastest hero back to the end of the round each round is really good. But other than that, okay, so let's see his damage now. So 14,000, right? Stacking all of that up. So before we were doing a little bit less than that. So it makes me think that this stone form isn't converting into defense. I just doesn't seem to be making a whole lot of sense. So I just I'm not quite sure what they were going for, what they're trying to accomplish here. So he does have defense down, so that's going to affect him a little bit. But I was hoping he would counterattack there, but I guess she didn't attack. So we'll do one more damage test here once he cleanses his defense down. So 15,000 on the True Strike, again with the 30% additional defense on him now. So I don't think the damage is good. I think it's pretty bad. So anyway, that's really all I have. I wouldn't pull for him. He doesn't seem good to me. I don't know if I'm missing something or what, or if the calculation that they're doing in between the attack and defense percentage isn't working. But it just he doesn't seem like a viable hero to really worry about. The reason why is, like, from a tank perspective, there's so many different heroes that just ignore defense. Jerome slices this guy up. I bet you could even one-shot him with an Alicia, especially if you try and go like full defense. If you go to attack, you probably can't do it. But yeah, there's too many things that ignore defense in the game that I really don't think make him a viable tank bruiser. So that's basically all I got, guys. I just wanted to give you a first look at this hero. A bit disappointing, in my opinion, but yeah, that's basically all I got for you. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.